All right. What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Hope y'all had a amazing weekend. Um, just wanted to address a couple things. You guys are tuning in. What is up? All right. So a couple things. Address. Sorry about that, y'all. All right, we're live on Pump now. Make sure we're live on YouTube real quick. 1 second. All right, we are. Um, um, um. Yes, we are. Sweet. All right. Okay, so we're live. I got headphones because I'm tired of being wired in. I get zapped. It's weird. But I want to address a couple things. Let me get some water real quick. So if you guys have been on the site, make sure we're live on Pump. Why does it say we're not live on Pump? Oh, we are live. Refresh this real quick. Okay, we are. Sweet. So I wanted to address some things. If you guys are using the site, if you guys have used the site kind of over the weekend, you guys may have had some issues and some trouble. Just know that it's because of the stuff that we're working on in the back end. So I apologize for that. We know we're actively working on getting a lot of the bugs and fixes and remotion integrated to the platform. So a lot of the site, there were some issues around it. And if you had any issues or it burnt credits, or you needed something from the team, reach out. If it did burn credits, I would love to get you guys credits to replace what happened. So reach out if you had any trouble or any issue with that. I would like to get you guys credits. We want to treat you guys fairly. And yes, we're building this out. Yes, we're building in public. Yes, we have stuff that we have to address on the platform, but I don't want that to take away from you guys, right? I don't want it to hurt your guys' credits, right? I also want to essentially apologize for any inconvenience it might have brought. And if you did have any trouble or issues, just reach out. I'd like to get you guys credits so that we could fix that. But that's kind of what was going down. My hands are freezing. That's why they're in my armpits. Sorry. But yeah, so that was kind of going on this weekend. We're making all these adjustments and pushes to the site to better it for your guys' needs and just fix a lot of the issues we're having. So we'll test the state of it today. I've been testing over the weekend. There's some stuff that we need to still address, but we're going to jump in and make some clips today. I'm going to share my screen here real quick. So if you guys don't know, this is Clipit, right? And I think I'm going to grab this video today, which is the Tony Zhu. I don't know how to say that, but he's the co-founder and CEO of DoorDash. I think it's going to be a cool little story. So we're going to copy this link and paste it directly into the platform and get clips. While I'm talking, I'll kind of address things in there. If you guys are on X, you're watching on X, go ahead and retweet, repost this. Let's get some people in here and show them Clipit and how they can use it and how they can benefit their content with our platform. We did upgrade to a kind of a cloud storage method so that rendering times are quicker, processing times are quicker, export times are quicker. So you should be experiencing a lot better improvement upon the platform speeds, which is really important to us. So you guys can see here, this was almost a 2-hour long video, and it's been processed in a matter of like a couple seconds. So just wanted to kind of put that on your guys' radar. Like, that's some of the stuff that we're having issues with, right? We went to a cloud storage, a new storage provider. So that was one of the things we adjusted there. And that was probably why you guys were getting a couple of those issues that was hurting you guys. So with that, just know that, we're building in public. We're going to be fully transparent with y'all. And, you're going to see the good, the bad, the ugly, and the great. You're going to see the broken stuff. You're going to see the stuff that's fixed. You're going to see the stuff that needs adjustments. That's just because we're building in public, and we want to build with you guys as a community on our side. And like I said, if you have any trouble, any inconvenience, anything that you need to get help with, reach out. I am personally behind the Clipit X page. So you're getting direct access to me, right? So you're getting direct access to me. I'll communicate with you guys as clearly as I can, as fast as I can, to give you guys the best overall experience. because you guys are a community and we care about you and we want this product to succeed and we want it to fulfill your guys' content needs. And one of those things is just like reach out, man. I want this to be the best possible company, best possible product on the internet. And, you know, I'm going to take care of you guys as a community because I care about the community and I care about the product we're building here. It's taken a little bit longer than expected, but that's okay. You know, we're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it finished. It's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be the best platform to create short form content on the internet, and we have the we have the tools and the expertise to do that. We just got to capitalize on it now. And you know, this next round of updates is gonna be what's gonna start setting us apart from all these other platforms out there. Especially with our credit usage and the speed that it allows you guys to create clips. Right, most of these sites, 30-40 bucks, you got to get like 30,000 views just to break even. With our site, that's not gonna be an issue. If you're on those bounty systems on WAP or on content rewards, you know, this will tremendously help you. But if you're just a business or a creator or someone in creating short form content or long form content, this product will also aid you because it's gonna be easy, it's gonna be fast, you guys are gonna get all the content you guys need out of it. All right, so look at that. We got the video already in here. We're going to go 60 seconds, 16:9. I'm going to post this directly on X right after. And then we're going to go TikTok viral and we'll viral hooks. One thing that we're working on, and I know I was showing you guys, I think this is the right one. Right here in Figma. Whoops, wrong one. One stuff I want to show you guys here, right, is like this stuff, like the prompts. A lot of some of the feedback I was getting from you guys is like, what should I prompt? How should I prompt it? What does it know? What does it not know? So we have some built-in prompts down here at the bottom, right, where you can click these and it can get a prompt for you. You can also just prompt it, like if you know the video, if you know there's a moment in the video that you want to captivate, type it into the prompt window so you can get your best clips. Like Opus is going to throw 6 different clips at you and hope that you like one of them, but it's cutting up clips, but they're not your clips. Our platform, we're tailoring it to where it's going to be your clips. If you know the content of your video and you know what you want to cut and you know what you want to get clipped, type it in the prompt window. If you don't and you haven't watched the video and you just want to see what the guy comes with, use one of these presets or type in something around the video that you want to know. But going back to this is what I was talking about. This is kind of the Figma kind of mock-up UI that we're kind of positioning ourselves to transition to. One of the things that is important to me is coming from that feedback and what should I prompt it, right? So we're gonna be able to, you just can shuffle through these, right? They're all gonna be different. Look at this, right? There's a bunch of different ones in here where you can do that. And that's gonna kind of replace how this looks. And just trying to keep it as simple as possible because simple products are the best products on the market. And the one thing that I've been really wrapping my head around is how can we make this product extremely simple? How can we remove a lot of the noise, a lot of the friction so that you guys have the best tools at your disposal? And this kind of workspace that I've come up with for the product and our new pushes is like, I have found this is like the simplest I can get the platform to make it feel like magic to you guys. Because Clipit, it really is magic. And the problem with it right now is it's hard to find that magic because you have to know how to use the platform, but it shouldn't be like that. You should be able to experience the magic by just coming to the platform and pressing a couple buttons and seeing the magic unfold. So that's one of the things I've been really dialing in on and really putting a lot of my focus and effort into is how can I make this product so simple for you guys to where it feels like magic and it just gets you the right outputs every time and you guys don't have to think about it. It just kind of is your partner in crime. All right, so let's generate some of these clips. But yeah, so this is kind of what we're going to try to move for. And, you know, improve the product. All we can do for you guys is just keep improving the product and keep making sure this product gets better on time. Like I said, if you guys are in the if you're on the X and you're watching through X, repost this. Let's get some new eyes in here. Let's send it to a friend or somebody that may be interested in this and show them what it can do. I'd love to onboard them as well. So if you are new, if you're coming across this broadcast and you're on Pump, on YouTube, on X, reach out. You can reach out any of our social media platforms. It's all just Clipit Dev. Instagram is the only one where it's Clipit.dev. But reach out. I'd love to communicate with you guys and talk you guys through it and help onboard you guys. I'm very hands-on and I want to make sure you guys have the best support system with this product. So we'll just kind of wait here for Clippy. Clipit is our AI agent. It's in the editor that allows you to essentially, it's your partner in crime. A lot of these sites, you don't have an agent working for you. You can, some of these sites have APIs where you can plug into OpenClaw or something like that, but this is a specifically tailored AI agent to short form content that will do the same exact things. Just kind of throwing that out there if you guys don't know who Clippy is, and if you see that across the site and you're curious about what that is. All right. So now we get some clips here. Like I said, a lot of these process. Look at that. There's a whole bunch of viral. Look at this. We got 8 clips all rated at 95% virality. So let's check these out. Let's get some clips going. So if you guys are new, just tuning in, and you want to know what video we threw into the platform, it's conversation with Tony, the co-founder and CEO of DoorDash. You guys don't know what DoorDash is? I don't know how you won't, but essentially, food delivery service where you can order food from any place and someone will bring it to you. So, pretty big platform, I would say. So let's see some of these clips here and see what we can get produced and cut and captioned. All right. The nice thing is too, moving to the cloud-based, is you can see these are all processing like together essentially, so it can process more than just one clip at a time, which is really nice. So you guys, I hope you guys can feel that experience and feel that speed and updated systems, because we're updating a lot on the back end. It may not look like it just because we haven't touched like UI aspects. But there's a lot of work going into this, and Nick's working really, really, really hard to get this all dialed in for you guys. All right, look at this. We got a clip here. These are all going to start processing too. So we'll check this one out here in a second. All right, here we go.
I would work for anybody. And he's just like, we were in a head-to-head battle, right? And he's like, I had a term sheet in front of me. If I remember the number correctly, he was getting like $1 billion. He had the ability to raise another fresh $1 billion of capital. Yeah. And he was looking at the term sheet, thinking about signing it. And then he said, involuntarily, something came out of his mouth. And he says, I can't beat him. He's like, I can't beat him. And he's like, I cannot believe that came out of my mouth. And he's like, and then he looked down. He's like, I could either light this money on fire, or I could sell my company for life-changing money and go work for Tony and learn a lot. And I think to this day, he still directly reports to you, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He runs all of our European business.
And he was trying to explain to me and Daniel about just, it's all, the magic is very similar. What the stuff that you don't see, how hard he is to.
All right, so there's one there. Let's look at this one.
I play a small role in Meta's part, where I serve on the board, learning from founders like Mark, who certainly have built companies that are at a different level of scale versus where DoorDash is at.
Well, let's stay on Mark for a second, because we were talking before we recorded. I got to spend some time with him. I've had a few conversations with him, and came across like even more impressed than I thought I would be, given the fact that for his age, he doesn't really have a peer.
So one of the things that, if you guys are having trouble with, and I'm noticing it here as well, is a lot of this is the remotion captions, and they tend to want to auto default to this bottom right hand corner. You can see here they're not exactly triggering where they're supposed to be. So bear with us. We're working on that. Remotion pipeline is brand new, and it's adding it in. It's been a lot bigger of a job. So if you're noticing some of this stuff isn't, the words or the colors, right? Colors should work, but like the size of it, like right now it's kind of generating in just like a paragraph, not a paragraph, but sentences rather than 1 or 2 words. We're working on all that stuff, but just bear with us as we improve upon that.
And I actually told him that. So I was like, I wish you did more podcasts and talked about how you built a company that no one else your age is even remotely close to. But like, what are some things that you're on the board? What are some things you've learned from observing him?
Well, I think the first thing that impresses me a lot about Mark is this willingness to always learn new things. I think one of the traps,
also,
if you will,
we had some problems. We've been doing a lot of mobile updates too, because we have a lot of users on mobile. So we're trying to improve the mobile updates, and this is what this kind of new player is for. And they're fighting each other in a sense. So we, like they all they track, but you can see like the skips here that sometimes happens.
I play a small role in
We'll see it
Meta's
here.
part where I serve on the board, learning from founders like Mark, who certainly have built companies that are at a different level of scale. Versus where
So like that
DoorDash
little
is at.
skips that are there,
Let's
it's
stay on
not
Mark for a second because
it's I
we
think
were
they're
talking
fighting
before
each
we
other. So
recorded.
it's
I
just
got to
bugs that
spend
we're working out.
some
So
time
bear with us.
some
Like I said,
time
we're
with them. I
building
had
this in public. You're
a
gonna see
few
the good, the
conversations with
bad,
them
the
and
ugly,
came
and the
across like
great.
even more
but we're gonna be
impressed than I
transparent
thought it
because
would be,
about it.
given
And
the
just know
fact
that we're
for his
working on
fact
all
that
that.
for his age he doesn't really have a peer.
So we have that clip. Let's see what this.
As you do the deliveries, well, you have to build products to scale yourself. That's one. Two, you also just start noticing all the problems. And whenever you see a problem recur more than once, you would say to yourself, aha, maybe that's an example of a problem that we should actually build something for.
Like those
Or
little
actually
skips
run
there.
an experiment to see if we could actually solve. So I think if very early on, the bias for action turned into this experimentation mentality. Now, we didn't have like any organizations at the time or anything like that. It was just like a few.
Okay, let's keep looking.
The customers that you're inventing for that ultimately are going to tell you whether or not they're going to buy or not. And so that's the most important thing. We're trying to make sure that we actually can create something that is 10 times better than the status quo. And then if we can do that, yeah, of course we'll keep scaling. Now some projects cost more money to start, but that's just the nature of the problem. But we're still, relative to its size, giving it a small amount of budget to begin with.
Are you also learning from your peers? Like the reason I ask is because we just did, I think one of the episodes I'm most proud of so far for this new show is the one we did with Toby Luque.
Okay.
And I was really excited to talk to Toby because I'm constantly asking world-class founders, who are you learning from? Toby's like your favorite founder's favorite founder. And his name kept coming up over and over again. And that was the conversation I had where it's like, you ask a question and
okay, this is a good, so what we're gonna do here is let's go to the advanced editor now. And let's dial in that clip. What is this called? Okay, so it looks like this is an issue with the media player and the editor. So that's good to know. But I think if you go to preview and export, you'll be able to hear and see it.
Inventor, it's the customers that you're inventing for that ultimately are going to tell you whether or not they're going to buy or not. And so that's the most important thing. We're trying to make sure that we actually can create something that is 10 times better than the status quo. And then if we can do that, yeah, of course, we'll keep scaling. Now, some projects cost more money to start, but that's just the nature of the problem. But we're still, relative to its size, giving it a small amount of budget to begin with.
Are you also learning from your peers? Like the reason I ask is because we just did, I think
this
one
is
of
the
the
clip.
episodes I'm most.
What is it called? Like the reason I ask. Okay. So I think I'm going to do, I'm going to start at, let me type this over here real quick, just so I remember the timestamps. 89:19. We're going to start at 89:19. The reason I asked is because we just want to, oh, wait, 89:17. Are you also learning from your peers? And I think we're going to extend it to, okay. Let's see. So we're going to start it at 89:17, where it says, are you also learning from your peers? Let's see. I think one of the things too is the Y Combinator, actually peer group. All right, and I think we're going to 99:57. So here's a cool thing. You guys know you can click on these and extend the clip just by the transcript. But if you want to get a little more specific and a little more hands-on, you can also say, let's add the video. David, Serena. Oh, that's the wrong one. David. This one, yeah. I need a clip called "What do you learn from other founders?" Start it at 89:17, so the first timestamp where I know I want it to start, and then have it finish. Have it, I'm gonna say end. Have it end at 99:57. I'm gonna say like 0.5. I don't know. No, that should be fine. 99.7. Keep it in 16:9 format and keep it in 16. Yeah, perfect. So you can go a little more in detail, in depth, if you don't want to click on, or if you just want to get a little more hands-on, or you just want to customize it to yourself. You can now add, you always were able to, you can ask Clippy, you just at the video, so it knows what video you're talking about, and then put in the timestamps where you want it, and you can also title it yourself. So that's what we're doing here is now Clippy is going to title it, "What do you learn from other founders?" And then it's going to start it at 98:17, right, where he says, "What do you learn?" And it's going to end it with Tony's, his answer, essentially. So you can kind of customize it that way as well to get just more hands-on and adjust it to your liking. So that's, that's the fun part, because I know this agent here does it for you as well. You can prompt it. You can prompt it any way you want, with whatever aspect ratio, with whatever part of the video. And from there, it's going to just make the clip for you. Oh, well, good to know. So I know Nick is working on a lot of this stuff, but I've never, looks like we have some bigger issues around the agent models, which I'm sure he will be able to see the logs from it. But I'm going to take a screenshot of this real quick and send this to him. Clippy might be down, it looks like, which is okay. We just got to check in on him. Okay, so I'm gonna send this to Nick real quick. All right. So there was a clip created somewhere, but I do want to just note that. I wonder if it put it in my library. Let's see. Oh, so it's here. Weird. So it gave me that error, but it's still. So I guess it still created the clip. But the media in here is not working. So the media head in the editor is not working. So let's look in here. Let's watch it in here, because I'm curious.
Begin with.
Are you also learning from your peers? Like, the reason I ask is because we just did, I think one of the episodes I'm most proud of so far for this new show is the one we did with Toby Luque.
Okay.
And I was really excited to talk to Toby because I'm constantly asking world-class founders, who are you learning from? Toby's like your favorite founder's favorite founder. And his name kept coming up over and over again. And that was the conversation I had, where it's like, you ask a question and you cannot predict what's going to come out of his mouth next, because he has all these like uncorrelated ideas, which makes for a very fascinating conversation. So like, who are the people that like you've either built relationships with, or you've like studied, like your peer group, that you're also like learning from and like taking ideas from?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're right. Toby's absolutely great. Well, first of all, some of the peers I have are just people that I grew up with, right? Like if you think like one of the which we didn't get into, was one of the benefits of Y Combinator, besides being a forcing function of whether or not of testing our commitment, to the project, was actually the peer group. We actually never got into that part where, if you think about like the 2010s, right? So the companies that grew out of Y Combinator that we kind of grew alongside with, maybe we were slightly in different batches or, not exactly in the same, but whether it was the Airbnbs, Stripe, Coinbase, we all kind of grew up in the same era.
That's crazy.
And so as a result, got to know each other through, different events and venues and things like this. But trading notes, with one another, I think certainly was, and we've all had our shares of, challenges and.
Sorry, 1 second. So I think that's a pretty good clip. I think that's a good one. I think that's a good one. Let's preview it. Let's export that one. Sorry, I'm like double tasking right here. Real quick, sorry guys, I'm gonna go here. 1 second, y'all. 1 second, I gotta shrink this up a little bit. Okay. Double tap. I'm multitasking right now. Where can I see that? Okay, let's do this. Hold up. Wait a minute. Isn't that what it's called? Content? Yeah. Hold up, y'all. Trying to like do 2 of these at once. Could have swore I saw. Here we go. Okay, there we go. All right, sorry about that, y'all. I had to get that done. All right, so back to this. Okay, so it looks like this is working fine. Let's export and get that clip going. Okay, so we have that clip going. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I'm like bouncing, talking to people about stuff and streaming and bug testing all at the same time. So, this is the story of how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So let's get this clip exported. Like I said, if you guys are having any issues like I am experiencing and you need any support or credits, reach out, please. I would love to essentially apologize for how stuff is going right now, and then we can get you guys back on track with some credits. But let's see if we can get this export. I know some people are experiencing an export bug. Yeah. Okay. So site has some functionality issues around the media players and the download features. So we will, pivot and adjust and tweak what is needed. But it seems like stuff what I'll say to you guys right now is once we figure out what is going on with the exports, most of this is functioning, but like a lot of the back end work that we're doing around the remotion stuff and how the captions are showing up and generating, a lot of it needs to be dialed in and tweaked. And this is what happens when you build in public, but is what it is, right? Once we get this product up and running and dialed in, we'll be able to start moving at super speed. But we just gotta we launched hard and fast, and now we're just trying to make this better and better for you guys and implementing fixes and tweaks where needed. So with that being said, you guys know where the platform's at. I'll give you guys updates around when we're back up and functioning as we should be. So bear with us. We got some stuff we got to work on, and I'll relay all this information back to Nick, and we'll get this thing kind of dialed in for y'all. I'll be live tomorrow, hopefully some new updates and more of a working product. But I think just because we need to start working on this stuff, I think I'm going to end this and then jump straight into fixing a lot of these issues. So yeah, sorry for the shorter stream today, y'all. But half of this is making clips, and if with the work that we're doing, I just I think we need to go back and fix a lot of stuff, and then I'll come back. So I'll see you guys tomorrow with some new updates. But with that being said, y'all, I will catch y'all tomorrow, and we'll go from there. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.